Have you ever walked into a room and instantly known who would get ignored, who would get respected, and who would get manipulated? Most people think manipulators are masterminds. They're not. They're observers. They study people the same way predators study movement. Not strength, not intelligence, behavior. Because weakness has patterns. And the terrifying part is, most people reveal those patterns within minutes. You might think you hide your insecurity well, but manipulators don't listen to your words. They watch your reactions, the hesitation in your voice, the nervous laugh after speaking, the way you apologize for things that need no apology. And the moment they sense weakness, the game begins. Manipulators rarely attack confident people directly, not because they can't, but because confident people are expensive to control. Weak people are easier. They over-explain. They fear conflict. They crave validation. And most importantly, they want to be liked. That single desire destroys more people than hatred ever will. Because when your biggest fear is rejection, you become controllable. You start saying yes when you mean no. You tolerate disrespect to avoid tension. You stay silent when something feels wrong. And manipulators notice all of it. Fast. One of the first things manipulators test is boundaries. Not huge boundaries, tiny ones. Interrupting you while you speak, making small, disrespectful jokes, ignoring your opinions, replying late on purpose, taking more than they give. And every time you tolerate it, you silently teach them how to treat you. That's how manipulation starts, not with force, with permission. The scary thing is, weak people often think they're being nice, but there's a difference between kindness and fear. Kindness is honest. Fear is compliance, pretending to be kindness. A truly kind person can still say no. A weak person can't. Because deep down, they're terrified that setting boundaries will make people leave. So they sacrifice respect to keep connection. And manipulators love that. Because once someone fears losing you more than losing themselves, you own them. Another thing manipulators look for is emotional hunger. People who desperately need attention, approval, affection become easy targets. Why? Because starving people don't question the meal. If someone is emotionally empty, even fake kindness feels addictive. That's why manipulators often love bomb people in the beginning. Extreme attention, extreme compliments, extreme understanding. They make you feel special before slowly taking control. And by the time the manipulation starts, you're already emotionally attached. But here's the darkest truth. Manipulators are not always evil geniuses. Sometimes they're ordinary people. Friends, partners, co-workers, even family. Human beings naturally test power dynamics. Who can be pressured? Who can be guilted? Who can be controlled? And if you never defend your boundaries, people slowly lose respect for you without even realizing it. Human psychology works that way. People often treat you based on what you tolerate, not what you deserve. You can actually predict who gets manipulated the most. It's usually people who avoid confrontation, need constant approval, struggle with self-worth, over-empathize with everyone, and ignore red flags to avoid being alone. These people don't lack intelligence. They lack boundaries. And without boundaries, even good people will eventually take advantage of you, because access without limits creates entitlement. Now, here's the part nobody tells you. The moment you stop fearing disapproval, your entire presence changes. You speak slower, you apologize less, you stop explaining yourself to everyone. You become harder to control. And manipulators hate that, because manipulation only works when you seek permission to exist. The strongest people in a room are rarely the loudest. They're the ones who are comfortable losing people who disrespect them. That level of self-respect changes everything. So next time you meet someone new, pay attention, not just to how they treat you, but to how quickly they test your limits. Because manipulation rarely begins with obvious cruelty. It begins with subtle disrespect. And weak people ignore the warning signs because they want harmony. Strong people notice them early and walk away. At the end of the day, manipulators don't create weak people. They find people who abandon themselves long before they arrived. And maybe the real question isn't, how do manipulators spot weak people? Maybe the real question is, why are so many people taught to fear being disliked more than being disrespected? If this video made you see people differently, subscribe. Because human nature gets darker the deeper you look.